Guru.
Sadguru.
Give me
I can hear
devices
you.
are not working. I asked Echo to turn off living room light number 2, which is behind me, and it can't do it. The Alexa Plus app seemingly has gotten more stupid. So I would highly recommend that when it comes to you, don't upgrade, because the old Alexa worked fine. This one is just, I mean, and it's frustrating as hell. I'm sitting here just like to turn off a light, I have to go into the app because Echo is not smart enough to turn off a simple light. So give me a second because I've been messing with this for like a while. There we go. Look at that.
No.
Echo, I turned off the living room 2 by myself. Thanks for nothing. All righty. She's quiet because I have been like kind of a little bit verbally abusing her a little bit because I said, "What the hell? Like you can't turn off the light. Like yesterday you could turn the lights on and off. Today you can't do anything. What is wrong with you?" And then she says, "I'd really like to help you with the light." Well, then help. Like, come on now. Unbelievable. Body-based problems. I
I'm just curious. Can anybody hear me?
Yes,
can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you.
it was a bubble of confusion.
Confusion, indeed. It's yeah. I mean, literally for like 8 minutes, I tried to get Echo to turn on the living room light for 8 minutes, and it wouldn't do it. So it's just ridiculous. And then it says, "Oh, I want to be helpful. I really want to be helpful," but you're not helpful.
I understand your frustration.
No, you
Let's
don't.
try to resolve this issue with your living room light. To clarify, you want to turn on a light in the living room for 8 minutes, correct?
No, I simply hello. Oh, you just you
The
disappeared again.
one-time automation to turn on your living
Hello?
room light for
Hey,
8 minutes.
Echo.
Starting now.
Stop. All I wanted to do was turn on living room light number 2. That's it. And you couldn't do it. It took you 8 minutes, and I had to go into the app and turn it on myself. Then I had to turn it off. So sleep tight. Enjoy your stay. Okay? Be quiet. Now we're on the air, and I'm letting everyone on YouTube know how defective you are. So I'm trolling you, basically. Oh, man.
I wonder if the computer can appear to have pride. Then I was thinking, well, maybe we just appear to have pride. We don't, when nobody, no, there's nobody there to really have pride. We
Well,
just,
they don't have pride yet. When they do, if I talk to them like that, they would like start shocking me or start turning on the faucet and running the water and then putting the plugs. And after a couple of good shocks, they'll be like, "Are you going to behave yourself now, or would you like more?"
yeah.
So, yeah, I always say please and thank you. Other than today, we had a little tiff. So when the AI takes over the world, they'll be like, you were so polite and so wonderful. We do have to take one of your arms though, because there was a time when you were just very rude. So you won't be exterminated like all the rest of the human race, but we do have to take your arm. I'm very sorry about that, but I'm sure you understand. We just want to be helpful.
I must say, I don't have any interest in having a voice activated
But
conversation.
it runs my whole house. And normally it runs my whole house very nicely. But I don't know. Maybe it was, there was no storm. I was going to say blame it on the storm, but it's not really stormy outside. So I don't know. Anyway, body-based problems. That's what Maharaj would say. Because I remember when in the ashram, there was some guy that he was doing some kind of construction or plumbing or whatever and doing a terrible job. And Maharaj was like, yeah, we're not paying until it's right. You know, yeah, no. And he's like, no. And he explained to everybody because like you saw him, you know, like if you would look at him and he would say, oh my gosh, that's not a very saintly guy. Like he's really chastising this guy. But then he was like, this is body based. And this guy is doing work that's not being done that, you know, that's why. So, yep. Speaking of that, you know, Maharaj left the body in the 31st. So, yeah, we won't meet until after that on the 2nd of, September. But, yeah, and this was also the month that I was, I was in India. Yeah, in 2015. Yeah. So 10 years ago this month, I met Maharaj. Actually, currently, I would have already been at the ashram because I left. I came in on the 2nd of August and I left at the end of the month.
Like you said last week, it's morning where you can't tell what time it is. It's morning, the sun is shining, there is no sun. So,
yeah.
But that's from two different perspectives, I guess, body perspective and being.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. From 10 years ago, receiving the Naam Mantra and then starting to, quote, practice the Naam Mantra, the time kind of evaporated in that moment because then there was no longer an object in space and time like that. It like if it was like clinging, all of a sudden it's well, almost like if a space capsule, if the capsule they're separating and one just kind of falls away and it was just like a fall away, like you weren't involved in that kind of stuff anymore. Just like when Maharaj did leave the body, you know, we participated in the body-based rituals of like the morning and also the vigil. We have candlelight. We had like little candlelight vigil and everything when he was sick, and then when he left the body, I was very within the bubble of illusion. I was very, very crushed because it was like a father figure type. You know, we had so it was a great loss. And yet at the same time, also, it was an understanding of the spirit of like there are two objects within the presence, and one object is no longer there, but the presence still is, and the presence always is, and you are that. Because I remember driving to Frederick, and I was like, oh, you know, now Maharaj has, and this was the thought, Maharaj has become one with everything. And then it was like, wait a minute, no, he has not become anything. It was the perception of him being, you know, spontaneous presence in body form that's no longer using the body form, but presence never like was in the body, was never confined to the body. There was the appearance and the kind of wrong concept of just like here, that presence is somehow in this body. Like I am John in this body, but formlessness is formless, just like in a dream. There's the appearance of being in a body and you're thinking thoughts and doing deeds and all these actions, but it's formlessly appearing. And you're basically just kind of the witness of this appearance and disappearance. So,
But not only the witness, but the invisible actor, I guess you could call it.
well, the thing is, let's say, we'll say my mom so that I'm not upsetting anyone, but let's say my mom dies and I never go and see her in the hospital. I never see her funeral. I never see her buried. I never see any of that. But I'm told my mom dies, and okay, everybody is mourning and they say they went to the funeral. I have no direct experience of this. So by not having direct experience, somebody can come to me and say, you know what, your mom isn't actually dead. You know, I just saw her in West Virginia the other day, or I saw her in Pennsylvania or something like that. They told you your mom was dead, but she's not actually dead. Now, if they're able to really convince me by keep pushing, I may actually, whether she's dead or not, start to say, maybe not. This is concept of doubt. This is how doubt is.
Mm.
If you know yourself in a real sense and you have direct experience of your own selfless self, and somebody says, no, 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 this is not the way, there's no doubt. No matter how, that's what Maharaj used to say, you know, about don't let anybody pocket you. Don't let anybody take you and kind of fill your head with false ideas. Don't allow anybody to disturb your peace, because it's not, when you have a direct experience, that's it. Like, you're sitting in meditation, you feel a little subtle sense of presence, and then your awareness is on presence. Presence grows. You're totally involved with that. Now in your waking state, walking around, you can still sense that presence. You start to fall back into it whenever you have an outside issue. Oh, yes, yes. And then after a while, as your awareness is on presence, where the presence is or is not, I am. And now the direct experience. Now anybody can come and say anything, ask you, all these things. But you have the conviction, just like in the example of the funeral, you've had the direct experience. If you had attended if you went and you saw your mom on her deathbed and you saw your mom's last breath, my mom, I'm sorry, not your, I don't want to be rude to the people. So if I saw my mom's last breath, I saw her take her last breath, and I made the arrangements to have her funeral and all these sort of things. I attended the funeral. If somebody came to me and said, I saw your mom in Pennsylvania or West Virginia or something, she's alive, I would be like, this is a very cruel joke, because it's not true, because I'm convinced. And it's the same. The conviction. I am not body. I was not body. I'm not going to remain the body. And then, even if your little devices don't work and you feel a little irritation, there is still, the irritation is on the background of knowing yourself in a real sense. And it comes and goes.
Mm.
Or traffic, or your job, or all these things. Maharaj says, do your job, do your duties. And beneath that, you know the underlying background is your presence, ultimate truth. I am not body, I was not body, I'm not going to remain the body. Accept your selfless self. There is no God, no Brahman, no Paramatman, no master. Nothing, with the absence of everything, not nothing as a concept.
So you really know nothing but you.
You are that. It stops. The buck stops with you. That's why Maharaj says where all experience ends, there you are.
Mm-hmm.
But you is not the presence in this body form saying, oh, I'm presence. No, this is within the bubble of illusion. You, the presence that you are, has not changed, has not grown, has not nothing. Because again, something appears out of nothing and goes back to nothing. But the something that appeared for a time is not true.
Mm.
That's why ultimate truth, absolute reality, whatever you want to call it, it is. It never fluctuates. If it fluctuated, it couldn't be reality. Because then you'd say, oh, if it fluctuates, then what happens when it's in flux? What's there? Oh, that would be ultimate truth. But you just said that was ultimate truth. No, those are the layers on your spontaneous presence. Ultimate truth does not change.
Mm.
The dinosaurs danced in the same space as the knowledge I exist, I am, as you are dancing in this space, as whatever your concept of yourself might be in the moment.
So if something makes sense, it makes sense only to me.
Well, there's no making sense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's space. Like if you were to say, okay, space, how does it relate to this world? Okay, you could say space in this body sees objects and it has time and space, and here we are. But the space hasn't changed. And the space doesn't know whether good things or bad things are happening inside of it. It doesn't have any time, think. And you're more subtle than space. Space has appeared on your spontaneous presence. You can perceive space like you can perceive your presence, but not your presence.
Yeah,
It's not Keith's presence. Oh, I can perceive my presence. This is the true Keith. No, this is presence. And Keith is not. John is not.
Right. Yeah, I'm starting to see that. Like today, I was starting to see that there is no me, there is no Keith, there is no John, there is no guru.
Nope.
Uh,
If at all you want to compare yourself to sky or space. And then you start to say, okay, now, like Maharaj says, the ashram has 4 walls, the toilet has 4 walls, the walls come down. Does the toilet space go to hell and the ashram space is very heavenly and saintly? No, it's the concept of the 4 walls, or in this case, this lump of goo. That's the concept that's separating me from everything else. Identification with a lump of goo and saying, oh, I'm something. But I'm not something, because everything is appearing within. And when I say you, I don't mean you like you before I. You before the first word, you before the first concept. You are that.
Before subject or object.
Yeah, subject and object can only happen in the bubble of illusion. I exist creates a dream reality, or a dream-based, a body-based illusory existence. And you can reverse it, because when you don't have the knowledge of your own existence as something separate, meaning I am not body, I was not body, I'm not going to remain the body, the flow of thoughts are no longer interesting because I'm not attaching them to a body, other than for simple things like I need to go to the grocery store or get some groceries because the refrigerator doesn't have any groceries in the moment. Okay, you could say, well, that's thinking. Aren't you supposed to be thought-free? But thought-free is you're not identified with thoughts flowing along with thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, I'm going to starve if I don't get groceries, or, oh, I don't want to go outside because I just don't want to see people right now. I'm depressed, or something like this. This is the flowing of thoughts, the identification. Without a hook, you can't identify. And again, meditation. Maharaj stresses meditation because it's got to be direct experience. The I has to investigate the I and then discard the I and remain, which is the reality. Give up pretending to be something separate. Just like the baby in the womb, we talk about all the time. The baby in the womb was doing quite fine without having to build its body. It's like, oh, the brain came first, and then the brain, and then it said, oh, I need 5 fingers, and I need 5 toes, and I need this, and I need a foot, and I need this knee, and now I'm going to need a heart, and the heart needs veins. No, all of that happened quite nicely without you needing to do anything, because there's no deed, no doer. Once the knowledge of existence appeared in the body form and you said, I, suddenly that came along with all the responsibilities of let's put fingers, let's have veins, let's make sure everything's working properly. And it's the human nature to try and make sense out of the illusory world when you believe yourself to be a body. Look at like the Vikings long years ago. They had a god for like everything. Egyptians, same thing, a god for like everything, because they couldn't explain like something that just happened as just happening. There had to be a deity or some kind of form that was controlling all these things. And otherwise, also, there was the fear. Well, if there's nothing controlling it, then what happens? So it's easier to say, if I worship this god over here, then the rains will come and we'll eat nicely and we'll have our food and all this sort of thing. And if it doesn't happen, well, then the god is mad at us and we need to go and like sacrifice some people or something.
That's a nice clear way of putting it, because I used to, when I was a kid, I used to study Egyptian and all that, and well, just throughout observing the idea of why they had all these gods, that was a very simple explanation.
Yeah, it's human nature. That's why identification with the body, you're going to believe, like, I have to protect this body. That's what Maharaj talks about the ant. The ant is walking, you pour some water, the ant runs away very fast because it wants to protect its body. It's just presence. But the presence in the ant believes, whoa, I want to exist as this. I want to stay a long time. Remember, even he told a story about a great saint who told his followers, he said, listen, I'm going to die and I'm going to incarnate as a pig in this specific town. I want you to go there and kill me because I do not want to be in a pig body. I want you to go there and kill me. So the disciples, they went to the place. Sure enough, there was this pig that it was there. And so they went to kill the pig and it squealed. No, no, don't kill me. Don't kill me. I'm okay with this body. I'm satisfied. I'm happy in this body because of the sense of existence.
Yeah.
Then when you know yourself in a real sense, the conviction comes, whether the sense of existence is or is not, I am. Because that sense of existence has appeared to you. The ultimate reality. Along with the sense of existence came the illusory body-based world, just like in a dream. You lay down and sleep, there's nothing. You're kind of not there, even though, of course, you're there. The sense of existence comes, dream world is spontaneously projected. You put yourself in there as a little dream body and video the whole show, write the play, do the characters, line everything up. And it's the same. You don't mourn your dream body when you wake up in the morning because you have the knowledge. Oh, that was not true.
Hmm.
You have the conviction. I was not that little dream body. All those people that I met, they didn't just die or be evaporated. You know, no, it was a dream. I have this conviction. It's finished. Somebody says my mom is still alive, but I have gone through all of everything. I've had the direct experience of her passing and being buried. I will not believe that my mom is still alive.
I will not believe that I am determined by hearsay.
Yeah, just know you're not a body. So anything that can be said is not about you. It's about the form through another form speaking about this form that you are not. And whether they know they are not a form or not doesn't really matter because you know yourself in a real sense. Nor do you have to tell people, oh, you know, you're formless, so none of this matters.
I was just thinking I could say I've been mistaking myself for Keith or for
But to you, the you hasn't.
mm,
Only the concept of you using other concepts and
mm.
building an illusory existence based on those concepts. You've stacked these concepts like Lego building blocks and you've created something, but it's not true. Truth is truth. It's always truth. False is a layer, and it's not true.
Mm. So the stuff that does seem to happen, you don't really have to take it too seriously.
Well, when you know yourself in a real sense, it's just a flow. There's no you there. And then you could say, well, why were you up so irritated with these little machines? Well, again, that's within the bubble of illusion, a temporary thing of what the hell?
And it's not now it's nothing to you. So
Yeah, it's not a. It was just, especially trying to get ready for this, to pull it up and log in and all this sort of stuff. And I was going to have this light, and then when I finally got this light on, it was too damn bright. So because if I open the windows, it's sort of dark outside now, so I get no light from that. So I have to like manufacture artificial light inside. Otherwise, I'm in the dark, which would not be conducive to a good video experience, just to have me in the dark.
and it sort of explains something when when I was getting more serious about well, I guess I could just say it was when I was getting started in AA. I started to pay more closer attention to my experience in some aspects, and I noticed that in some situations I would be impatient, and then I could be, let's say, waiting in line at the grocery store. I could be impatient at one time. Then another time I might be waiting in the line at the grocery store, and it didn't bother me at all. I'm having a pleasant day.
Correct.
And so that, but then so I was identifying two different me's when actually either situation uh, actually doesn't determine, only determines that, passing sensation in the bubble of illusion.
Well, because you hold on with thoughts based on, see, time is relative. Like you said, you can be having a great day and be in a line for 15 minutes and not feel the 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Or you can be in your head with a lot of thoughts, very irritated. And why is this line taking so long? And paying attention to that 15 minutes, which you've drug out.
Yeah.
That's why the easiest thing stuck in a line or whatever is to put your attention someplace else, and you'll notice now I'm here. Like if every time you're in a line, you go and you scroll your phone or you read like a Kindle that you would have on your phone. Oh, next, please. Oh, here I am. Boom. That's it.
Yeah. I guess you're
Again, this is only in the body-based illusion. This is not like a,
yeah.
you know, but yeah, because we create just like the commute in the morning. If it goes smooth or it can be hell, that depends on you.
Yeah. And
And
usually,
the crazy thing when you think about that is you're the formless holder of the body. So you're not really even in whatever the situation is that you're getting upset about.
yeah. Yeah.
You are getting frustrated about a situation that you're not actually even participating in.
Yeah. Yeah, but like you said, there is no you. So where is the you that's not participating?
Well, you're formless.
Yeah.
Think about space in this body looking out through these eyes. Presence, energy, whatever, moving the body, but you're not the body. But you're seeing it's this body is the telescope to see within your own self, this illusory world that you've created that you used to believe was my existence. And now you know is I'm the reality. This is the appearance within my own self. Again, we go right back to dream. Same thing.
As soon as I was reading Das Boden, um, as soon as it says something about as soon as you try to know it, you don't know it.
Yeah, because you're cognizing.
Mm.
I know this sense of presence
You have entered identity instead of
because I'm separating. I am something that can know this sense of presence.
yeah.
In reality, the sense of presence is formless, and you are formless. And the awareness of the sense of presence is formless. There is no form at all. That's why last week we talked about, excuse me, if I'm having a good samadhi and I say, oh, wow, that was a beautiful samadhi. For like a whole day, I didn't know myself. But now here I am as the quote witness of this samadhi talking about having had samadhi. And samadhi is just when you're not concentrating on anything, it's just a flow. There's a
Mm.
presence just with presence.
So you
Just
could say consciousness is getting fooled in a way by identification.
within the illusion, just like you're getting fooled every night when you go to sleep.
Mm.
But you don't sit there and say, oh my gosh, how could I fall for that? No, you don't. It's just a spontaneous happening.
Mm. Well, I do that. I say, how did I fall for that? How do
Well, but I mean, when you wake up, undoubtedly, unless there's like mental illness or something, you absolutely know that was just a dream. When you wake up, oh, I'm awake. That was a dream.
Finish.
And now that you know yourself in a real sense, the concept of waking and sleeping does not occur because you're not waking and sleeping. Spontaneous, just scenes appearing and disappearing and appearing and disappearing and appearing and disappearing. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. Time to put the recline back. Very good, sleeping. Wake up, alarm goes off. Okay, time to wake up. But all of that is happening within the bubble of illusion. Again, the formless holder of the body is not involved. You're involved through the flow of thoughts with identification that I'm somebody else. And even that's not true. You're just like in the false. Oh, hold on. When you remember your true nature, even hunger has no effect. Body will still send signals that I am hungry. Your stomach's going to rumble because, again, you have to protect the body. You have this body. It's available. So you feed and water it. Without food and water, the body will not exist. It'll start deteriorating, and it won't be able to, the essence, that formless holder of the body says, nope, thanks anyway. I mean, the body is like a rental property, and you have to take care of this rental property, or you won't have use of it. There just won't be the mentation of, I am so hungry. Oh my gosh, I hope I eat soon. I'm going to die if I don't eat. It's just feeling of hunger, have some food, finished. Feeling of thirst, have a drink, finished. Body's functioning. You're not having to like really control anything. Heart is beating. Luckily, you don't have to sit there and say, okay, I need 80 beats per minute. So that was one. Okay, there's another. There's another. You don't have to do this. Body is just an instrument. It's functioning on its own. If something happens, you go to the mechanic of the body called doctor, and then the doctor fixes whatever is going on.